In criminology, the ideal victim is a concept that refers to a person who, depending on personal, social, or situational characteristics, is considered more vulnerable and therefore more likely to be targeted by a criminal. These characteristics may include physical or emotional fragility, social isolation, lack of social support, or environmental situations that foster an opportunity for a criminal to take action. Before I go any further, I would like to ask you to let me know if you like these topics and if there is anything you might be interested in that I could talk about. Anyway, you want to support me with a like and subscribe to the channel for me, who am new to YouTube, it would be a great help. Back to the topic, the ideal victim, however, can, from a sociological point of view, also take on other meanings. A victim is always the one who suffers an injustice, which can be theft, assault, but also a person who has fallen ill due to the pollution caused by factories. The common idea for all these cases is that the victim has suffered an injustice through someone else's fault. If we look at other types of victims, for example, a prisoner who is killed in prison by other inmates, he is not perceived as a victim at all, regardless of whether or not he might or may not have some responsibility for his death. It is enough to have ended up in prison to have the responsibility of having been killed by other inmates. In this case, the prisoner is not an ideal victim precisely because he ended up in prison because of personal choices. The concept of the ideal victim was born precisely to explain this phenomenon, which is generated within social stereotypes. I think it is very important to highlight this aspect because it is the same type of mechanism by which prejudices develop in other social spheres as well. The way you look at immigrants, people of other races, ethnicities, religions, social class, gender, the social stereotype applied to any category can become a powerful suggester of what will be the final judgment of society towards that particular group or even just individual. For example, in our society, we tend to view a wealthy man with a nice car, a nice house, a well-paid job in a major company more positively than a person who has a menial job in a factory that pays minimum wage. This is because in culture, social position is an important value capable of developing mass stereotypes. In conclusion, being able to understand the mechanisms that condition our judgments may not always be easy because social influence generates a very strong vision of one's own identity and consequently also of the identity of others. The video ends here. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.